The Somme, 1916. 300,000 bodies rotted in the mud, and the front barely advanced a kilometer. But imagine, behind the moldy waterproof tarps of the British lines, there lies a metal beast that absolutely should not exist in this era. An A-10 Warthog attack plane. Throw a jet built to rip modern armor into a world where tanks had just been invented and mud reigned supreme. What happens? Consider its opposition. The Germans had carved 400 miles of trenches in the Western Front, manned by 2.85 million soldiers, using Maxim guns firing 600 rounds per minute that required water cooling and human labor. British Mark I tanks, their pinnacle, had 6mm armor, barely faster than marching infantry, and frequently bogged down in mud. Its nose houses a 7-barrel Avenger Gatling gun, firing 65 depleted uranium rounds per second, each nearly a pound. The proud steel fortifications of WWI were paper before this fire, 2 seconds, could reduce a German heavy tank to scrap. At over 300 miles per hour, outdated German anti-aircraft artillery, reaching barely 20,000 feet, couldn't even touch it. The first Maverick slammed into a German position, flattening a gun bunker the U.R. British had bombarded for a week. Trenches filled with German soldiers sank into the mud in despair, believing divine wrath had been summoned. But as the A-10 prepared to mow down the entire line, a red warning light flashed wildly in the cockpit. This invincible plane, capable of facing the entire German Empire alone, was trapped in an absurd yet inescapable temporal paradox. 60 years ahead of its time, the steel giant didn't need to confront millions in the mud. It ascended to the clouds, rendering the flesh and blood below as blinking white dots on a screen. This was not an equal fight. Infrared targeting and the Gatling gun's carpet of fire physically annihilated the logic of old-world warfare. On a chilly September morning, the A-10 cruised at 5,000 feet, making rifle fire on the ground laughably futile. The pilot activated infrared targeting. Suddenly, every disguise evaporated. Human heat, Maxim gun sleeves, coal fires in bunkers all glowed like torches in the night. With a flick of the stick, the crosshairs locked on a deeply hidden artillery battery, which had fired countless shells over days without damage from the British. Now a single Maverick tore through it. No bugle, no shell whistling, just a sudden fireball erased the position. In 3 minutes, the A-10 destroyed more artillery than a week of saturation bombing. A terrifying chainsaw roar, 3,900 depleted uranium rounds per minute, each nearly a pound, raining down on trenches. Sandbags flew like paper. Concrete bunkers cracked and collapsed. Gun for lower emplacements and gunners evaporated within 2 seconds. Survivors cowered, too afraid to raise their heads. Some thought it was a new artillery, others prayed to an incomprehensible demon. Tactical skill, courage, manpower, all rendered meaningless by a dimensional lowering strike. Yet the plane's ammo was finite. When the last DU round fired, the Avenger clicked empty. With no way to land safely, the plane faced a death trap more hopeless than being shot down. In 1916, modern aviation fuel couldn't even be produced. Each burst of fire cost the equivalent of $180,000 in 1916 dollars, a staggering sum when ordinary soldiers earned mere dimes a month. From the trenches' perspective, this was divine punishment, but from the E-Hunwood cockpit, it was brutal industrial calculation. Standing on high above the carnage, one saw the ultimate paradox of civilization, a weapon designed for absolute destruction, yet incapable of ending the cycle of human slaughter. If the end of technology is perfection in killing machines, What is the fate of civilization? Peace enforced by absolute force, or total reset through mutual force? Destruction? Decide, and leave your choice in the comments. See you next time.